What's going on, everybody? How we doing? Hope you enjoyed your weekend, everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat. Who's excited for Giants football, man? Friday night, our first preseason game of the year against the Detroit Lions. I am certainly looking forward to it, as always. And, we get to, it's March or April. People are like, oh, I can't wait for football. Like we get the draft. I can't wait for football. And then I say it all the time. The summer always flies by. And here we are just a few days away from, preseason game kickoffs. And definitely looking forward to seeing what the Giants do. We'll talk a little bit about the offense tonight. I want to kind of react to some Giants videos. If you guys like this type of thing, I'm going to try to do some different things this year. As I said, I'll do my post game as I always do every year. We'll always have our Monday night either victory stream or a therapy session, as we've done for the past years. So definitely do that. And then, of course, like I said, I'm going to react to all the post-game conferences from Coach Daboll. And then I want to put a lot of content out this year. I know a lot of you guys and girls are excited about the Giants season, which is good. It's been a while since we've been excited, or should be excited, maybe a little hyped up. And I don't want to get too overzealous and overhyped about it, but you think about what they did last year. You think about what the improvements that they made on the field, the coaching staff, the front office, and you think to yourself what they did this offseason. Not only did they have a really good draft on paper, they added some pretty good free agents with limited resources. They got Daniel Jones locked up. They got Saquon Barkley to play the full season and be here for the entire training camp. They got Dexter Lawrence locked up. They got Andrew Thomas locked up. So a lot of good things happened this offseason. Last season, there was a lot of question marks. And then, of course, the two previous seasons we all know were really, really bad. The offense has been absolutely amazing during the training camp so far. And again, they're playing in shorts and foam helmets, so I'm not going to get carried away. But just looking at the difference. Now, granted, last year, Coach Daboll. By the way, I just want to tell you, I'm just rubbing my chin. I was a little bit late because I shaved today, as you can always tell when I shave and when I don't shave. Have any of you guys ever just missed a spot? Missed a spot. No reason. Like, I shave, in order to shave my face because it's so damn ridiculously thick, I have to shave down and then up. That's usually how I do it. And I shave the hell out of my face. I still miss a spot. So I didn't even notice. And I get out of the shower. I dry my face off. I put my clothes back on, whatever. I go about my business. I come down here and I put the camera on, and I notice there's a big patch right here. And I was like, I can't go live with that big patch right there. I completely missed one right on my freaking chinny chin. I don't know how the hell I did that. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Glad to have you all here. What's going on? Foreign Blue, Kevin, amazing guy. Lunch breaks in the house. KN, LakerDog, Michael, STBG, Terrell Rose, Dominic Pope in the house. Sherrod Melvin, Johnny, my friend. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for being a friend.
Appreciate you, brother. He says, Baddog, I'm excited. As an Eagles fan, we signed Miles Jack. I saw that. Every Eagle content creator in the world made a video about that. Really hope nothing bad happens so we can finally get the second Super Bowl. Giants stink. I hope you don't get your second Super Bowl for as long as I live. It was a very painful experience watching that disgusting team from Philadelphia raise that beautiful trophy. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, and sun shines on even a dog's ass someday, Billy Ho, and that's just what happened in 2017. Miles Jack, though, it's not bad. Whenever the Eagles sign anybody, and I'm not talking about you, Johnny, the content creators act like they just got Lawrence Taylor in his prime. I've never seen a fan base hype up so many players that are just like, I'm not saying Miles Jack is a bad player, but my God, you would think that they just got Micah Parsons. You would think that, they just got whoever, TJ Watt. You would think they just got the greatest things than sliced bread. You think they got J.J. Watt in his prime? You think Reggie White came back to life and they signed him? It's crazy. Every guy, it don't even matter who the hell it is. The content creators, they crack me the hell up. I've never seen a fan base overhype the shit out of such a blah move in my life. But that's what this. Listen, man, I've been on YouTube a long damn time, and I'm telling you right now, and I have said this a number of times, there was no Eagle content creators here before they won that Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now, I was here. There might have been 4 Eagles video makers. Desert Eagle made videos. Nitro Freak made videos. EDP made videos. And somebody, I don't know. There might have been a couple other guys. Philly boy from Texas made videos. I don't know what happened to that guy. He was terrible. He was a terrible trash talk. I embarrassed that guy a number of times. It was funny. It was good. No, what's up? No, that's not. That was not. 800 plates. No, that was 680 pounds. It was 13 plates. So 13 times 45 is what? I think that's 685. I'm sorry, 585. And the bench is 95 pounds. The sled's 95 pounds. So it was 680. Yeah, leg day is a bitch. Nothing. I never feel more satisfied than leaving the gym on a Sunday afternoon after leg day. It is awful. It is awful. But anyway, I digress. The Giants, man, again, I'm not saying they're going to beat Philadelphia. I would love it, but the Eagles are good. But it's just funny. There was no content creators here before 2017. You can I don't know if Punkham's here. Eagle Speed, there you go. Cruzon was here back then. Yep, Eagle Speed. So there was a couple, but not many. Not many. Your popular content creators came after the Super Bowl. It's just the way it is. And now there's one that was here a while back. Maybe he was here before the first Super Bowl. I don't remember when this guy came into. I'm not going to mention his name because I never thought he was a good content creator anyway. But he disappears for a couple of years after they win the Super Bowl. And now all of a sudden that they made the Super Bowl again, now he wants to come back and do videos. The Giants fan base is here. The Giants sucked for 5 years. And the Giants content creators, it grew. It grew to the darkest times. And that tells you all you need to know about Giants fans. Johnny, you're the man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Can I get a little?
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you, buddy. He says our linebacker core is now a little better. Nakobe Dean has injury issues, so we had to do something. But I'm not delusional. I know you're not, man. But you're the man. I'm not even saying that the Eagle content creators are delusional. I'm just saying, man, they hype up. They hype up so many moves. It's crazy. Giants NFC title game. Fisk delusion. I'm not gonna say that about Fisk. Fisk has his own. Everybody's got their own niche. Everybody does videos their own way. So I'm not gonna knock him for what he does. I mean, everybody does things their own way. I'll never knock my own fan base. That's not what I do. Other fan bases, I'm gonna knock the shit, especially that Eagle fan base. Knock the hell out of them. I'm gonna knock the hell out of them all day, every day. I mean, listen, Fisk last year took a lot of shit for standing up for Daniel Jones. He was right about Daniel Jones. A lot of us weren't. I wasn't. Oh, there's very few Giants fans that were on board with Daniel Jones the entire time. He was one of them. So I give him credit for that. But the Cowboy fan base, now that's a delusional bunch of people. That is definitely a delusional bunch of people. They're insane. But yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I am very excited about this Giants offense. It has been a long time since you look at it on paper and go, wow, we really got something here. I'm probably going to do a video on Jalen Hyatt tomorrow. Big fan of that. Big fan of Jalen Hyatt. I love what Darren Waller is bringing to the table. We get Isaiah Hodgins back. You see Shep at camp. It's just great to see Shepard back. Looking forward to getting Wandale back and see what he can do. It's nice to see Saquon Barkley. It's been awesome. It's been freaking great. So, it is. The Eagles are in talks of acquiring Aaron Donald. Nah, they're not getting Aaron Donald. Don't believe that for a second. Listen, man, according to Eagles fans, they're in talks with everybody. I joke around about that all the time. Every player on the face of the planet is going to be an Eagle. Every one of them. So don't believe that for a minute. Eagles aren't signing Aaron Donald. That's fake news, quite frankly. Fake news media. There's nothing about that. How do they afford Aaron Donald? I know that he's a whiz with a cap and all that, but come on, man. Come on. There's nothing here. There's nothing here about that. Why would the Rams even trade him? And there is no news about that. Listen, I see where you're getting this bleedinggreennation.com. It's just some bullshit artist with a website. That'd be like me writing my own columns and saying the Giants are in talks with Micah Parsons. The Giants are going to get Micah Parsons. Oh, the Giants are in talks with Pat Mahomes. He's going to come in here and him and Daniel Jones are going to alternate series. That's not real. Don't ever believe anything that freaking syndicate puts out there because that is garbage. And this guy, he just wants clicks, man. And he makes up the most BS stories you're ever going to find. Do not buy that crap. Why would the Rams get rid of Aaron Donald? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's definitely, like I said, it is just a guy that writes for Bleeding Green Nation. It is the equivalent of me having a website on YouTube and just calling myself, I don't know, whatever, Big Blue something. I can call myself Big Blue BS, and we'll just put out all the crap about it. Johnny, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate this. Baddog, can you please come join the Eagles fan base? We had your favorite Eagle, Eric Allen. Also had Navarro. We had White under the great LT. Listen, I love Eric Allen. I also loved Randall Cunningham. I hate the Eagles, and I'll never be an Eagle fan, and you couldn't pay me enough to be. Well, that's not true. That's not true. People's like, oh, if I gave you $10 million, would you root for the Eagles? Yup. Yup. Giants don't pay my bills. Give me $10 million set for life. Yeah, I can root for them. Not a problem. Or people are like, Baddog, would you take $10 million and the Giants never won a Super Bowl again? Yup. Yup. Without question. It is a BS. It is a BS. It is BS. So what I want to do now, guys, I'm gonna show some of the highlight stuff too, and just kind of, well, maybe not react to it, but I want to react to Brian Daboll's press conference here about their plan for Detroit. Now I haven't seen this, so this is going to kind of be a live reaction. But let me bring in Coach Dabes here. Hold on a second. Let me bring this in, and this is kind of what I'm going to do. Like as far as stuff during the regular season, like when they have a post game, I'm gonna do that as well. Michi, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. He says, I actually believe we can have a really good season. Our offense looks great and our defense is improved. I think we're a 10-plus win team. I think we have again, I love our talent. I think that we have improved on both sides of the ball quite a bit. I agree. It's just I worry about our schedule. Our schedule's tough in the first 4 games, 3 of them being primetime games. We play like 3 games in a row on the road or something. We're away from home for 3 weeks. It's a tough schedule. I keep saying this first game against Dallas, we really need to win this. It's at home. We haven't beaten Dallas since 2020, and we have been really poor in the division. And if we're going to take that step forward, if we're really going to consider ourselves contenders or that we're moving, maybe not contenders for a Super Bowl, but contenders for the NFC East, and, moving forward, where you're looking to take steps up from last year, we got to get better in the division. And that game 1 That's a big one. Like, that is huge. If we could somehow beat Dallas and end this losing streak against them, and get off to a 1-0 start and get off to a 1-0 start in the division, it will go a long way for us, for sure. So let's listen to Coach Daboll and see what he has to say here.
Any other injuries from yesterday besides Evan?
Obviously, Evan Neal had a concussion.
Nope.
You gotta love Coach Daboll. Little heftier Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nope. Jack will be back practicing. Shep will be back practicing. Hottie will be back practicing. Leonard will be back practicing. So Z's we'll give him another day. Kind of 2 like we did with Leo.
Evan is still in the protocol.
He is. Yep.
Giving you guys 2 days off is unusual. Obviously, you guys have data behind it.
Yeah.
What's the general thinking of 2 days in a row?
Well, I think it just depends on what it is you're resting for the player. So I meet with those medical guys daily, come up with a plan for each individual player, and in this case, it'll actually be another day too for them. So it'll be the day off tomorrow, and then get ready to go back on Monday.
Well, I mean, this is what you want to hear. I mean, you want to hear that they're taking care of players, during the preseason, during the training camps. And obviously, the goal in any preseason is to get out of it healthy as possible. You're going to have some injuries. It happens. It's happened to us a lot, unfortunately. Hopefully, with the change in turf and different strength and conditioning coaches, this is not as big of an issue as it has been for us in previous years. But it's good to hear, coach taking care of the players. That's what you want.
Ryder will out again.
Ryder will be out probably a few weeks here. The exact amount of time, I'm not sure, but that won't be just day to day. So I'll just get that one out of the way. That'll be a few weeks.
What is the injury?
He hurt his arm, tricep.
Waller's good. With the finger, look at you left with Jim's finger and then jammed it back in. He went
Yeah,
back in.
no, he's good.
All good.
He's good. Yep.
Brian, I'm sort of reluctant to ask this because it's a little in the future, but
Our girl Patty, let's give it up for Patty.
I'm going to ask it anyway. You spend a lot of time with the players. The players spend a lot of time during training camp. You're going out to Detroit. Can you just talk about what the differences are as far as bonding activities when you're on the road like that for a couple of days versus,
Sure.
being in training camp?
See, this is why I like. Well, I'm going to be a little biased because I work with Patty training, and it's Patty's great. Patty is just an awesome person. She's really nice. She's awesome. But I always like her questions because they're kind of outside of the box. She doesn't ask what everybody else asks. She thinks about her questions. There's creativity in her questions, and that's a good question because you do want your team to bond on the road. You do want your team to get that chemistry and unity, and because you're on the road a lot and you're away from your family and you got each other, and it's good. That's what you want. You want the guys to like each other on your team,
Like this?
Well, I think it's good to practice against another team. Again, for some of the reasons why I mentioned earlier, a couple of days ago, I think it was, you're competing against different players, so you're seeing different matchups. You're seeing where your team is relative to the other team. You're going against different schemes. You're in a hotel together for, call it 5 days, or I think it's 5 days. So a lot of planning that goes into it that other people are doing right now, particularly I'd say Laura Young, she's been outstanding with all that stuff. So we'll try to have a good one today. And then I think we leave, Monday? Yeah, Monday, I think. Yeah, Monday. Monday after practice.
I mean,
So that's like I said, that was a good question. Benjamin, my man.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, buddy. He says 13 days into the 24-hour stream. That's right. Thank you for reminding everybody in the chat. I will be live Saturday, August 19th. It'll be I believe it's my 10th 24-hour stream for charity. So if you want to come by and support the stream, that'd be great. 24-hour stream. I'll be live at 9 a.m. on August 19th. I won't stop streaming till August 20th at 9 a.m. And the charity this time is Stand Up to Cancer. As my guy, legendary Benjamin Wynn says, he says, I believe Dan, Rashid, and Dom are meant for each other. I go, yeah, of course. And of course, screw Sean Davis. He's not a big Sean Davis fan. G, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I think we balls down to Arizona too. What's that? Week 2? They play Arizona, so that should be awesome. But Side Guy Bry, Gavin Graber, what's going on? Christy McFrench Fry, Darnell Big Money, Dom Doc, General Imalareth. Appreciate you guys being here. Nathan Gibson, it's Buddy. Liam, what's up, buddy? All right, let's continue with Coach.
Do you do different bonding activities? How does that kind of work?
No, you're just around each other, most of the time in a hotel and you're practicing. You're good hands, Kim. Yeah. So, I mean, we're around each other pretty much every day. So it's like going away for camp almost.
You do one of those bowling nights or something like that?
No. I mean, we'll be out there practicing and meeting. It's still training camp for us and going through tape and doing all those type of things. But again, instead of going home to your house, you're at the hotel. Maybe you're at dinner together with your teammates. But still to go out there and get good work really is what we're trying to do.
Of course, Coach Coughlin brought the team bowling in 2007. I remember it was it's not there anymore. It was called Bowlers Club. I believe it was in Latham. Might have been in Niskayuna. I forget where it was. But I mean, I used to bowl. I used to bowl all over the place. I was actually a really good bowler in my day. Almost went to college for bowling back in the middle 90s.
Dave's in getting that good work.
Yeah.
Would you be at all apt to rest Shep or to pull him out, or do you want
You,
to
you know
see
what?
him in that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't talked to those guys about that yet, relative to where all the guys kind of are. We'll have a plan for that, whatever that is. That morning or whatever. I'll share with you guys.
You miss that camp experience, like going away?
No, I like the way we do it here. I've gone away to camp, I'd say a few times early in my career. I think 2000 went to camp. Buffalo, we went to St. John Fisher, somewhere around an hour and a half away from Buffalo. I'd say predominantly I've stayed at the place we had our facility at. So it's good either way. It's still camp. Again, and that's evolved from 2000 with the 2-a-days and things like that. So I like how we do it here. We have a great facility. So it's been good.
It's a big reason that Coach Coughlin, or not Coach Coughlin, that's a big reason the Giants left Albany back in 2012, because they went away. Coach Daboll was talking about 2-a-days, and they don't do 2-a-days anymore. So it would rain up here, and anybody that lives upstate or in New York in general, it rains, and there was the field wasn't covered. It was just it's a college football field, so it's not covered. And if it rained, they lost the day of practice, and they couldn't get it back. So that was a big reason why they left Albany. And then, of course, there was a lot of talk about them, building a dome and all that stuff. That never happened. Coach Colvin actually used to just bring them up here. They had that facility built down there when they built the stadium, and he still brought them up here for a couple of weeks just to get them out of the city. And that was something that he did. I wish they would do that again. I miss those guys training up here.
Fans have been great. I think this is the last day for the fans. They've been awesome every day. Packed house, give the guys a lot of juice. Very thankful for our fans.
Yeah, like I said, guys, girls, again, I can't speak for every Giants fan, but this is the most excited I've been about a year in a long time, especially offensively. For the fact, like I said, I have definitely been up and down on Daniel Jones. I don't think there's anybody that knows me knows that before about 2021, 2022, definitely not 2022. I'm sorry, 2020 and 2021. I was definitely down on him quite a bit and was not sure what he was going to bring to the table in 2022, but definitely took a step forward and looks phenomenal in camp. He looked great. It's just some guys, I guess, they develop a little later than others. He's got the right coach. He's got the right offense coordinator, and the GM went out and did what he could to get Daniel Jones a lot of weapons, a Darren Waller, a Jalen Hyatt, a Paris Campbell. Drafted, John Michael Schmitz. That's obviously going to help out huge. So you love to see it. I mean, you love to see what they're doing, and there's no reason not to be optimistic about what this offense could be this year. And, going out and beefing up that defensive line because we got pushed around at the line of scrimmage a lot. As good as Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence was, they were playing a lot of plays. They were probably getting gassed, and we didn't really have a lot of depth behind them. We do this year, so should be different as well.
Everything starts up front. I know it's still kind of early, but what is your assessment in the line? You mixing them up.
Yeah, I'd say early still. We're still competing. Bunch of guys out there. We're giving them opportunities, and it'll be these preseason games will be important for a lot of guys. To really go full speed. So still an evaluation process.
How is Evan Neal doing? Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's as good as can be. He's just in the protocol. I think he said he feels better than he felt yesterday. So, again, we'll take it slow with those things and let the doctors and the training staff kind of go through all that. But feels better than he did the day before.
Yeah, and again, at this time of the training camp, you really don't want to hurry along, Evan Neal. You don't want a concussion to linger. Listen, if you're a Yankee fan, you pretty much know that, and I didn't really think about this until they put him on the IL. Anthony Rizzo for the Yankees was wrecking. I mean, he was killing the ball at the beginning of the year. Then he had that concussion, and he came back, and he hit 162 in like 80 games. And then they put him on the IL for concussion-like syndromes. So they obviously brought him back way too soon, and Rizzo was never right. And it was pretty obvious in his at-bats. So you definitely don't want to bring Evan Neal back too soon. You would like him to get some snaps in the preseason, in a preseason game at some point, because he needs the reps. I mean, he needs to improve. He had his ups and downs last year, as many rookies do, but he definitely struggled against Dallas. There's no question about that. He missed some time with an injury. And like Patty said, I think he was favoring that injury a lot last year, kind of messed up his technique. So you want Evan Neal to get those reps and those snaps. You want him to be 100% healthy. You want him to be ready to go for the regular season, because he's a huge part of our offensive line. You want those bookend tackles. We know we got that anchor at left tackle and Andrew Thomas, and you want the same type of player over there on the right side and Evan Neal for sure.
Dave, do you know what happened or what play where he
yeah, there was a little bit of a collision. That's that happens.
Right.
It's just two guys that not out of the ordinary. It's just a little collision on a run play, I think it was, and took him out. And always going to be cautious with those guys.
What did you see from Matt Parrott when he came in to take over those reps?
Yeah, Matt's done a good job this camp. We've moved him around. You'll see him in there with the ones today over at the right tackle. Maybe the whole practice. Maybe we'll sub in some other guys. We'll see how practice goes. But he's done a good job for us to this point.
Brian, can you still evaluate guys who are injured and not able to practice, or who are limited in practice? If so, to what degree can you evaluate them?
Well, you're just evaluating them as the things they can do. So that's really the.
See, like a half an hour. I'll be up. Okay? Soon. Okay? Don't wait for me. Okay? The longer you're down here, the longer it's going to take. I'll be up. I'll go get you. Okay? Okay.
How long is the video?
Like a half an hour. 30 minutes. Let me go back and listen to what she said there.
Practice. Maybe we'll sub in some other guys. We'll see how practice guys that. No, not out of the ordinary. It's just a little collision on a run play, I think.
Watching Coach Daboll's press conference.
And what is that?
That's about the Giants. Go ahead. I'll be up soon.
it was, and took him out. And always going to be cautious with those guys.
What did you see from Matt Parrott when he came in to take over those reps?
Yeah, Matt's done a good job this camp. We've moved him around. You'll see him in there with the ones today over at the right tackle.
And I mean, that's good to hear. You definitely want to hear Matt Parrott doing well. We kind of forget about Matt Parrott. He could be the swing tackle for the Giants, but that's something we definitely like to hear is that he's played well. Now, obviously, he's dealt with some injury issues and everything else, and he's struggled. But that'd be a huge addition if we get anything out of Matt Parrott. LA, my man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, listen, I've talked about that before. That's a popularity contest, man. And it is an absolute joke. I mean, the man's one of the best left tackles in football, second team All-Pro. Definitely should have been in the top 100, but like any list, it's just, whoever they interview, they all have their favorites, and they're all going to vote for their favorites. I don't really take any of those lists seriously because at the end of the day, man, it's somebody's opinion. You know what I mean? Like, we can do our own top 100, and we could put Andrew Thomas, say, 60th, and people are like, oh, my God, that's a terrible list. You're biased and all that. I mean, it is what it is. But he's definitely a top 100 player. I mean, anybody that knows the game of football knows what he means to the Giants, knows how important that position is, and knows damn well that he is definitely a top 100 player.
Maybe the whole practice, maybe we'll sub in some other guys. We'll see how practice goes. But he's done a good job, for us to this point.
Brian, can you still evaluate guys who are injured and not able to practice or who are limited in practice? And if so, to what degree can you evaluate them?
Well, you're just evaluating them of the things they can do. So that's really the retention in the meeting room. But ultimately, it's really their performance on the field, executing under pressure, doing the things when you have to do them in a quick manner. So it's a little bit harder than if they're out there practicing.
It's with the Lions and Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
The two of you have a friendship
Sure.
long-standing.
Yep.
Does that help in terms of
Yeah.
what you expect to
Yeah.
see
No.
next week? Or whatever?
I haven't talked to Dan since we kind of put this thing together. I think you're just so in the day-to-day moment. I'll probably talk to him over the weekend here. But like Laura Young and the person that helps him, they're in communication. I would say, once you get going to plan these, the coordinators are in communication to make sure the practices are, the scripts. We've kind of set up the scripts and what we want to try to accomplish in the practice, back in June or whenever it was we talked. And then we'll revisit it probably, this weekend or Monday just to make sure we're on point. What do they have injury-wise? What do we have? Do we got to cut something down? Do we need to add more? Those are conversations that'll take place. But I have a lot of respect for Dan. Done a great job, and go out there and have some productive days. That's the most important.
Well, it's good, man, because I can tell you the old adage, iron sharpens iron. The Lions got to a terrible start. Looked like it was going to be a typical Lions season. They kicked our ass. I know that. Just missed making the playoffs. They were out of the playoff picture. And what did they do? They could have quit. They could have mailed it in. They could have folded. They could have tanked like the Eagles did against Washington that last week of the season. Just not played hard and rested their starters. And instead, they went out. They beat Green Bay and knocked them out of the postseason. So, Lions are a lot of people picking the Lions to win that division this year, and Dan Campbell's is a major reason why. Obviously, Campbell and Coach Daboll are going to go into this scrimmage and the preseason game with the same, mindset. You just want your guys to get healthy. You want a good competitive practice. It's good to practice against other guys. You don't know their defense and you don't know their offense, and you don't really know what they're running. So that definitely helps. I do think that helps. I like the scrimmages. You just hope everybody gets out of them healthy. I know that the Jets and Giants scrimmaged a couple times up here. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, buddy. He says, it's suspect that Dash knows all the teams in baseball. To be honest, he needs more women in his life. He needs to get laid. KP, Max, Brandon, or Having a three-way. Oh, Ben, you crack me up. Tommy!
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. He says, Baddog, you the man. How can I be the man? You the man. Concerns with the JMS and Bredesen still rotating first-team snaps. JMS seemed annoyed when when asked how the O-line will gain cohesion. Yeah, I didn't see the I'll see if I can find that with him. I do think that they do have him talking about that, so I'll see if I can find that after this. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but again, competition, that's the whole thing. Just because Michael Schmitz was drafted in the second round doesn't mean you automatically get the starting position. You want the best player out there. You want all your best players out there. That's what training camp is for. It's to get in football shape. It's to get those reps. It's to learn the plays. It's to learn, a lot of things. But it's also about competition. It's also about finding out your best 53, and then your starters on each side of the line, each side of the ball. So he shouldn't be irritated about that. I mean, that's what training camp is about. There's training camp battles. And like I said, just because you're drafted in a certain place does not give you carte blanche or an automatic, here you go, here's the job. You got to fight for it. And if anything, we know Coach Daboll does not give a damn who you are, how much you get paid, or where you're drafted. He said that last year when he was talking about the wide receivers, and he was talking about pretty much David Sills and Colin Johnson. I'm going to give the starting positions to the guys that earn it. And Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney were not earning it. And sure as shit, Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney are not on this team anymore. Colin Johnson still is. But you never know with Daboll. He wants to put the best players out there. So I don't blame him for that. No, my son went back upstairs. So he is not down here right now.
What are those scripts? What are you hoping to accomplish?
It's really not much different than the practices that you script out here. So, there's third down, there's red zone, there's first and second down. There's a bunch of different things. Just kind of put them together, and our sports science people talk to their sports science. So it's a collective agreement in terms of how we want to approach.
I was just checking the numbers. You got 400 people in here, but we only got 131 likes. What's up with it? What's up with it? Smaggy the likey. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done that. That'd be greatly appreciated. It's free, don't cost nothing to do that. It takes 2 seconds, but it helps out huge, man. It's like I said, I don't understand the analytics or the not the analytics, the algorithm of YouTube. I don't get it. I don't understand YouTube at all when it comes to that. I just know they like the thumbs up. So you get the thumbs up, that'd be great. That would help me out huge.
Practice the things we want to get out of it. And practice the right way, the best you can.
We've seen teams that have done joint practices where the starters will get a lot of work in those 2 practices and then pretty much won't play in the game.
Yeah.
What is your approach?
Yeah, I'd say I'm not there yet. It's kind of similar to one of the questions about the guys. We'll revisit that all once we get to it. But it's planned out relative to the practices and stuff. Now, who plays, how long? I'm not there yet. We're not there yet.
One thing I like about Coach Daboll as opposed to Judge, well, number one, Coach Daboll knows what the hell he's doing. That helps. But I swear when you would watch a Joe Judge press conference, I always felt like he rehearsed it. I always felt like he rehearsed what he was going to say. And he had about a dozen things that he said, and that was it. It was like he just had an answer. Even if it didn't pertain to the question, he was just going to answer it a certain way. But I feel like Coach Daboll just tells you what he's thinking about the question. There's no rehearsal here. He just shoots from the hip, which I love that about him.
Couple more. Dave, with going back a little bit, we were talking to Aziz and Shep and guys who you're clearly managing and you're aware of. First off, the familiarity with those guys, having them a year later, but also how formal is it for you guys?
Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate
trainers, the coaches, but also the players being
look at the tape,
right up front. Okay, this is what we're going to expect from you. It's not going to be surprised that hey, you're off today.
Yeah, I'd say you go in with a plan, and then you're just like your offense and your defense and your kicking game, you're constantly evolving. I have meetings every day with that group, with Ronnie and his staff and sports science staff, and we have good discussions about what we think each player needs. And every day it's a little bit different. You never know. So you treat everybody fairly. You can't treat them all the same relative to nicks and bruises, or maybe there's a past, prior injury, or sometimes you got to take it off the player because they'll just keep going, and that's not good for them either. So it's really good conversations. I lean on those guys a lot. They're the experts in the rehab field and the sports science and how many reps they need to get. So it's good conversation, good give and take, and then you just clearly communicate to the player, here's what the plan is. Sometimes players are like, no, I'm ready, I can go. Like, understand that, but sometimes you got to try to protect them from him sometimes.
See, and you love to hear that too, because obviously this time of year, like I said, you're competing, and you want to get all the reps you can. You haven't played football in a long time. You're ready to go. You're ready, especially like I said, this year. I don't think it's just the fans. I think the players in general for the Giants probably have a very optimistic look. Probably feel like they can, beat a lot of teams and be a really good team. I feel like they have confidence in themselves. The coaching staff gives them that. The quarterback gives them that now. I believe that they believe in Daniel Jones, and I believe Daniel Jones believes in them. There's a lot of believing going on in that locker room. And for years, Dave Gettleman would talk about the culture of the team, and I would always say winning builds culture. And when the Giants are going through that really rough 5-year patch, it was almost like, okay, how are we going to lose today? That would enter a player's mind. They're human. So you'd be up, and there's no doubt in my mind they'd be saying, well, geez, how are we going to lose today? How are we going to lose today? And I'm like, if you just could win a couple of those games, it totally changes the culture of the locker room. Totally changes the dynamic where we've been here before. We can do this. We can win this game. We can win this game. We saw Daniel Jones a 5-game winning touchdown drives and a game-tying touchdown drive and a 2-point conversion against Minnesota where we ended up losing on a 61-yard field goal. But there's a different confidence in this team for sure. Kobe, man, thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother.
Give me a hell yeah!
He says, as a TJ hater, I am so happy he proved me wrong last year, and I hope he makes me swallow all the bad words I use to describe him. Go Giants and F the NFL top 100. No Andrew Thomas on the list. What a joke. It is a joke. An absolute joke. And he should have been in the top 100, no question about it. And there's always a snub or two, and he was definitely snubbed. Not a doubt. I guarantee you he's on the list next year. The one thing I'm going to say is just because you didn't believe in Daniel Jones, it doesn't make you a hater at all. I haters, guys that are still, saying Daniel Jones is a bottom tier quarterback, or just looking at his statistics and saying, no, he's no good, he got overpaid, and all quarterbacks get overpaid. It's the nature of the position right now. But just because you don't believe in him, I don't believe that makes you a hater. I don't think you disliked. I mean, if you honestly disliked him and still think that he sucks, then I would say, okay. Because some guys just refuse to give him credit for anything good that he does. That's a hater to me. Being just constructively giving constructive criticism about his poor player, his mistakes, I don't think that makes you a hater. I never considered myself a Daniel Jones hater. I consider myself a Daniel Jones realist. And I just kind of reported on what I saw. Was I hard on him? Yeah, I probably was a little hard on him, but that's just my personality, man. I'm a tough love type of guy. I'll be up soon, buddy. I promise. I promise. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, we go through. There's a lot of data you get.
I told you 15 minutes.
How fast they run, for how long they run. There's a ton of stuff you go through, and
Yes.
Those are conversations we have every day about every player that are in those kind of high areas.
Dave's in a crowded wide receiver. Sorry, Pat.
You're right.
Thank you.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that fits.
Don't be sorry about that, Kim. If you cut off Pat Leonard, it's all good. We like that. We like that. So don't worry about that at all. That's pretty good. We want you to cut him off.
In a crowded wide receiver room.
Yeah.
How's Shep doing? I mean, is he
Doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. He's
Are you seeing enough from him?
Yeah, he's doing everything we've asked, and he's doing a nice job. So, once we get to, again, these preseason games and another part of the evaluation, we'll see how all that goes out. But all those guys I'd say they're all competing.
All right, so that's Coach Dabes. Again, just giving you honest assessment. Almost. I got to look at a couple more guys here. But again, I just like the way he handles stuff. I don't think that he's there's a John Michael Schmitz. We'll do this one here real quick. But I like I said, I like the way he handles the media. I like the way he answers the questions. I don't think he's BSing anybody. I think he's telling you what he's going to do. I think Shane's the same way. I think both of those guys are no nonsense. They're direct, and they're going to let you know how it is. I don't think they're snippy or anything. They're not sarcastic, but they're all business, and I kind of like that. All right, let's go to John Michael Schmitz and see what he says. I don't know if this is where he said that, but let's take a look at our second round pick out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean,
10 minutes, I told you.
No jobs are won. What day around what practice?
It's 11 o'clock.
Just a couple practice in the fall camp. Right now, my main focus right now is to continue to keep getting better each and every day and gain that trust, though, that O-line room and that offense to just prove that I can be out there and I can make the calls and just be urgent with it.
Does it mean anything to you to get it to that they're putting you there multiple days in a row? Like, obviously at the beginning you were going back and forth.
I don't really kind of focus on that. I mean, my main focus is really on just take that one thing that you focus on every day. Could be a technique, could be just a mental standpoint of it, and just keep getting better at it. That's all I'm looking at it.
What was your focus today?
My main focus was today was just to be loud and be urgent up front, and just kind of continue to keep it getting better as we go on. And main thing for me is to communicate up front, make sure everyone's on the same page. So,
what's the biggest thing you've learned so far since the past come on about the pro game?
Could you repeat that?
What's the biggest thing you've learned so far?
Look at the size of this guy. Who else is really excited about John Michael Schmitz, man? I would have been fine with him taking him in the first round. Those first 4 picks that we had were unbelievable this year. Kevin, my man, thank you for the super chat. He says, you think DJ will throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns? Also on a Yankee note, did you see Giancarlo yesterday? So I did not see Giancarlo yesterday. I was at home yesterday. It was a really nice weekend. We haven't had many good weekends up here in the Northeast. It's been a lot of rain. Yesterday was gorgeous, low 80s, sunny. Today, same thing. So I tried to get out of the house. I didn't want to hang out. So I did not see the Yankee game yesterday or today. I needed some time outside of the abode. That's why I'm doing the live stream. That I want to hang out with you guys. I'm pumped up for football. I'm pumped up about the Giants season. I'm anxious to see this preseason game again. I never read too much into preseason. You just want your guys to get out healthy, but it's football. And I know we especially after the year the Giants had last year, I know we're all excited to get going, to hear the pads popping again and to see our new toys and to see what we can do. So I'm excited about it. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to throw over 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. I think that would be amazing. I don't want to put a number on what I think Daniel Jones is going to do this year. Like I said, if I could put a number on it, I'd give him about 27 passing touchdowns. I figure about 27 and 8, 27 and 9. 27 touchdowns, 8 picks, another 500 yards rushing. I just said my prediction pretty much was he's going to pass for more touchdowns than he had total touchdowns last year. So it really depends on – I think a lot of it depends on the game situation and the play calling. But I definitely think that Daniel Jones will have a better statistical season than he did last year, and I definitely think the Giants' offense will have a lot more chunk plays. They'll have a lot more big plays, explosive plays in the offense this season than they did last year, for sure.
About the pro games since the past have come on.
I mean,
They are, yes.
you're competing every single play out there. Going against some of the best D line there is, and it's just an opportunity to keep getting better and just improve my game out there. So
Maybe does.
Communication. How has that improved?
We went to the track. My family and I, little Baddog, went track. Won a couple races. He picked the right thing. So I have a Bronx Tale on TV right now, and they're watching at Aqueduct when Kryptonite loses because Mush bet on Kryptonite. Everybody just said, I think number 3 is going to win that. I don't remember what number 3 is. If it did, I just know Kryptonite loses. Sorry, just thought that was funny.
Just over, I know it's only been 8 practices, but have you seen that growing yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say each and every day just gain more confidence out there, keep getting more confident in my calls, and just putting the offensive line in a position to succeed out there. And me and DJ seeing the things the same way as an offense.
And being loud kind of stands out to me when you say be loud, like it was one of your focuses.
Yeah.
Is that not natural to you, or is that like why be loud?
I mean, in a game, you got fans screaming at you. You're going to have to communicate down the line, making sure the left tackle, the right tackle knows the call. Just to be loud up front.
Yeah, that's a good point. These are definitely things. I mean, when you're in the college game, it can still get pretty loud in those stadiums. So I don't think that's anything new for him in general. I mean, he played in Minnesota. So if you're going, I don't know if I'm pretty sure they play Michigan. I never know which. I'm pretty sure they play Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pretty loud place. Big Ten has loud crowds. There's no question about that. So, again, I don't think that's anything new, but getting on the same page with Daniel Jones and the new, this offensive line being a rookie, you got to get on the same page with Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, and whoever your tackles are, whether that's Glowinski, Azudu, Bredesen, whoever they decide to use. That's something you definitely want to hear, that he knows that he's got to be loud. He's got to be able to communicate to the line. So, again, I don't think noise really it's a good point that he makes, but I still feel like college players can adapt to noise. Those college stadiums are wicked loud. They draw massive crowds. And let's be honest, when you have 100,000, 18 to 21-year-olds or 18 to 25-year-olds, they're going to have a lot more energy than guys my age. Facts. Gowies, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. And I know my son likes this, so we'll put this on here real quick. Thank you for being a friend. My kid. You watching the grandma's day. He says, man, I can't wait for Giants football again. And yes, the weather's been crazy. I put on the little Golden Girls thing, the grandma's song. I'm down the north way from you in Clifton Park. Yeah, I do not, little bit. I'm not too far from Clifton Park. It's probably 10, 15 minutes south. Actually, I met a young man. I actually saw him at Dick's Sporting Goods when we went to see Saquon Barkley. He actually let me know Saquon was going to be there, and I got to run into him. But I love the Cracker Barrel in Clifton Park, and I know they just got a Chick-fil-A, which I'm kind of waiting for the crowd to die down because we don't have a Chick-fil-A up in upstate New York. We do now. So Clifton Park, yeah, man, I love Clifton Park. It's a great area. Like I said, I'm really not too far away. Clifton Park, Boston Spa, Boston Lake, definitely Malta, that area for sure. It's good stuff. But I'm ready for Giants football. And the weather has been absolutely insane, man. It has been sucky.
The offensive lineman always says like cohesion, the same 5 guys thinking together is the big thing. You have different guys rotating at center, left guard, right guard. So how is this offensive line going to get on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, not only an offensive line or cohesion as whoever's starting out there the first game. I mean, it's just collective as a whole O-line unit, making sure everyone's on the same page, knows what we're going to do out there, our mission, our goal at the end of the day. And, yeah.
Not because they're not put away like they should be.
When the pads came on and you had to block Dexter, has it been an eye opener for you?
No.
Dex is a great player. All pro last year. It's a great opportunity to go against him every day in practice. Continue to perfect my craft, learn from him, and at the end of the day, get better. So
that's going to help him a lot going against Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. No question about it. When you're going against one of the best defensive tackles in football as a rookie, it's only going to make you better. That's why the saying says iron sharpens iron. You're not going to get too many better nose tackles. Now, we do play the Rams, and contrary to whoever wrote that stupid article on their, BS vlog site, they just want to click. Aaron Donald's not going to be an Eagle. We do play the Rams, though, and he is going to have to go against him, who's the greatest defensive tackle in the history of football, in my opinion. So that ain't going to be easy. But going against Dexter Lawrence, that's going to make anybody better for sure.
Your former college coach is under some heat from some of your former teammates saying that he mistreated them, toxic culture. Wondering what your response to that is and where you see, what your experience in the program was like.
I mean, right now my main focus is with the New York Giants, with this team. I'm not going to talk on behalf of Coach Fleck. I mean, I just got nothing but good things to say about him anyway. So
why would you even bring that up? That's got nothing to do with him being on the Giants. Like you say, he wants to focus on the Giants. That's got nothing to do with anything. It's a clown question. But to quote Bryce Harper, clown question, bro. It's a clown question. Some of these people in the media, I have no idea how they get their credentials. I really don't.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
He has said that you're a great guy off the field, that you become this nasty guy on the field. How do you describe that transition that takes over you as you go on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's just when the helmets, when you strap up, when the pads come on, it's just kind of just a click. A click is just something that I don't know. It just kind of just comes natural now. I don't know how to say it.
Is that your blood or someone else's blood?
Could be both.
Did you set a goal coming in that I want to be the starter on week 1?
I mean, I would just say the main goal was to help out the New York Giants in any way possible to succeed at their goal. If it was starting, if it was just having an impact, that's all I would say.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I mean, you don't want to fall into that trap. Like you said, yeah, I want to start. Yeah, I should be starting. Pretty much just said I want to go out there. I want to help them any way they can, whether that's starting or it's coming off the bench, whatever it is. I just want to help the team win. That's what you want to hear. Gowie's my man.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, buddy. He says, yeah, I was going to tell you about Barkley. Dix figured you would know that. Hope the Giants have a great season. Let's go Big Blue. Me too. I did not know that. You know what's funny? Because whenever somebody gives me the green chat, I always put it on there. So I didn't know, like I said, Barkley, so supposedly they have to post that they're going to be in these places. So Barkley put it on at about 12 o'clock at night, the night before. So I didn't really see it till the morning. And like I said, that young guy, Levine, he comes in here. He, let me know when I went there. Got there a couple hours before he was there, and there was already a line. And then I met my brother-in-law over there, and he said, yeah, man, you got to go wait in that line to get a bracelet. You got to pay for a bracelet. Then you got to wait in that line to get a bracelet, pay for the bracelet. Then you got to go back to the other line to meet him. And you just got to hope that you meet him, because he was only there for, I don't know. I mean, I left once I got the video of him walking by me. I pretty much grabbed some drinks and went. Then we went to the control tower and got some ice cream, and that was what we did. But yeah, so I think the Giants are going to have a great season. I did not, but the Barkley thing, yeah, I got to see him for like 10 seconds walk by me.
And now what would it mean to you if you are the starter on day 1?
You know what? Right now, I'm just really focused.
Big Mush, you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely, that's Bob Ross. He says it's no longer about asking questions. It's about you. Dude, you nailed it. 100%.
I thought you would put
the what? Oh, no. When they're green, the grimace comes on. Or the grandma comes on.
Why did you just say the grimace?
I don't know. I slipped.
on continuing to get better. Like I said, we're early in camp still. Continue to just communicate with my my offensive line, get to know each other more, and build that cohesion up. So.
Did you get a chance to talk to Evan Neal after practice? He walked off.
I did not yet. No.
John, does a
That was after the concussion. This was a couple days old.
rotation of guards next to you, how does that impact you that you have like a different guy to your right or left every day?
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be ready to. So you just got to be ready for anything. You never know what's going to happen in the game. You never know who's going to be out there. Substitutions can happen. Injuries can happen. You just got to be ready to go. So.
Bigfoot. So yeah, that's John Michael Schmitz.
Are you done?
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm going to cut it a little bit short tonight. I will, if you want, like I said, I like doing these. I will come back tomorrow night. We'll do this again for an hour, but obviously you can see my son is wanting me to go upstairs. So I'm gonna end it a little bit early tonight, but I will be back tomorrow. We'll do this again. I do plan on having a Jalen Hyatt video out tomorrow. I want to talk about Jalen Hyatt, and then, like I said, we'll go over some more of the interviews. I don't know when. I know they have a practice tomorrow, and then they're leaving for Detroit. So we'll go over the practice tomorrow. But yeah, I'll come back and be live 10:30 tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. We're gonna go hang out with my little guy for a while because obviously he's waiting impatiently down here as any 6-year-old would do. But I do appreciate all you guys and girls being here tonight. So thank you so much for all the support. Always appreciate it. I am really pumped up for Giants football, no question about it. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more content, videos, all that good stuff once we really get into the preseason games and everything. But I'll come back tomorrow and do a little makeup stream for this because I usually do this for 2 hours. So I will. I'll do it tomorrow. As you can see, little man is getting crazy back there. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, everybody.
Dancing.
I know you're dancing. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow night. And